called me, Falcons. I would have told you not to do that, but you didn't. So now it's on you, and you got to pay the price. You obviously draft Michael Penix Jr., and it looks like he's promising, but we don't know enough yet. It's hard to put that all on Raheem Morris's shoulders, but teams have done that before. So I'll stick with the under and think we get 2 more.
Who do you think they are? Let me throw this name out there because we already had a one and done with Mayo. Yeah. Brian Callahan in Tennessee. The Titans now have the #1 pick in the draft by way of fully understanding their Week 18 assignment. When other teams were out there trying to compete and win, the Titans, we're going to go ahead. We're going to figure out how to lose this game. We might make it look competitive for a minute, but we're going to lose this game. Callahan just went, I don't know, what was the overall record? I know the against the spread record, which is what stands out to me. 2-15 against the spread. We've never had anyone that bad against the number. And I know if you're driving around right now, 3-14 straight up, 2-15 against the spread. I know if you're driving around, you're saying, why does that matter? Remember, the point spread is the great equalizer, okay? It's what tells you, the Chiefs are better than the Broncos, but we're going to go ahead and put a point spread here to see, who's better relative to the market. The point spread was already telling you that Tennessee was bad, and then they couldn't even meet the point spread outside of 2 times in 17 games. That is historically bad, Myron.
Yeah, no, and I think that's why there certainly would be questions around Brian Callahan and what happens. Who'd be a great candidate would be Mike Vrabel. I know he's not coming back, but something that maybe they want to think about. I just wonder, Joe, less about, who has their jobs not right now, who might get fired here in the next 48 hours. How many great candidates are out there? Like, how many coaches are you confident can come in and can really change a team situation? Ben Johnson, we know what he obviously is in terms of the candidate list. Aaron Glenn, I think, is going to get a number of calls, maybe a head coaching opportunity. Vrabel, we know what that could happen, especially with the Patriots. But beyond that, I don't know how many great sort of game-changing coaches that might be out there. I think that's why some guys might be safe when they wouldn't be in a typical year.
Adam Schefter on Twitter, Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce on whether he expects to remain the team's head coach. Quote, I haven't been told anything different. Well, give it time. Give it time. You never know how that's going to shake down.
Yeah, they don't always tell him. So,
are there any college coaches that are worth making the jump? Like, it feels like every year we always used to hype up the Lincoln Riley angle or some of these really hot prospects in college. And given what's going on with NIL and all the recruiting and all the hard work all these guys have to put in, like this insane amount of work to recruit high school kids, to recruit players in the portal, and then to recruit your own damn kids to make sure they don't want to leave. Some guys have been leaving to take, like Chip Kelly goes from head coach to coordinator, or some guys are just jumping to the NFL. Is there a hot college prospect that people could be looking at?
Well,
Marcus Freeman has said he's going to stay.
Yeah,
that's where you're going. I'm sorry.
Well, there are reports that Steve Sarkisian could get some calls. I know what Marcus Freeman is saying right now, Joe. I want to know what Marcus Freeman says if he wins a national championship. Because to me, if he leads Notre Dame to a national championship, how much better does it get? And if you ever wanted to go to the NFL, what other opportunity would you have that's better than this moment right here? So, I think right now Marcus Freeman stays put. But if that team is holding up the trophy at the end of it in a couple weeks, I call Marcus Freeman. And I think he'd be at the top of the list for a lot of teams.
What if in an all-time heel to babyface turn, Ryan Day goes from getting fired at Ohio State to winning the national title and getting a head coaching job?
It could happen. Like, to me, here's the thing: if he wins the national championship and you're Ryan Day, Joe, why stay? Like, to me, after everything you've experienced, you have to assume that would be the peak if you're Ryan Day.
It's not going to get any nicer. So they're going to expect the same thing next year. You do realize if he wins every game next year and then loses to Michigan again after winning the national title, they're going to try to run him. Yes. There is a portion of the fan base that will want him gone. He just won you a title. Too bad. He's got to beat Michigan. Who cares? Why do we care that much? I understand why we care that much, but like big picture, let's pull our heads out of our collective rear ends and let's look around and realize, do we want to beat Michigan and then lose in the Outback Bowl, or do we want to lose to Michigan and then go win the national championship? Like, what's the better outcome here?
Yeah, I mean, a national championship from our perspective, obviously I think the country goes, oh, that's obviously the bigger thing. Right. But that Ohio State-Michigan rivalry is insane. I don't know if you know many people involved in that, Michigan fans are still laughing, no matter what Ohio State does, right? Ohio State can go and beat Kansas City. They're still going to say, we beat you and beat you with a team that wasn't one of our best. I think if you're Ryan Day, you got to think about it. If the opportunity comes, you could go to the NFL if you're Ryan Day, if you win a national championship, and come back and get a great college job. Marcus Freeman could do the same. I just think if any of these guys want to coach in the NFL with what feels like a sort of an uncertain climate, if you win a national championship, I would strongly consider it.
All right, let's bring in Handman and Wilner here to get their thoughts. Over-under set at 7.5. That's where we were months ago. We're not going to waver late in the year. We're going to keep the price there, and if we have to adjust the juice, we will do so. Handman, I'll begin with you. You went under 7.5.
I sure did.
5 firings are happening. If you had the chance to double down on your bet, would you, or would you look to escape by betting the over?
I don't think I would double down, but I'd still be confident in the under 7.5.
You like your position?
I do, but like we've laid out some reasons why, like the Cowboys, Raiders, and Titans each could move on. Like I'm probably not putting more money on it, but I'm still confident that the under that I placed earlier in the season is going to hit.
Evan, you were on the over 7.5. Where do you stand?
I'm not cashing out. I don't feel as confident as I did.
That option doesn't exist at Ford Ball Palace. Ford Ball Palace, no cash outs, no refunds.
I don't feel as confident as I once did, but I still think we could get the Titans, one of the Raiders and Cowboys, and then maybe a surprise or maybe a retirement here in the next couple weeks.
This Cowboys thing.
It's interesting.
I got to tell you.
They haven't released a statement yet, and that's the new thing, right? You released the statement to say that guy's staying. They haven't done the statement yet.
Odd for an operation that loves statements. I mean, nobody likes a good statement more than Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, here's their statement. McCarthy's back. 5 years, unlimited refunds or unlimited resources. We'll give him everything. Where are we on Zach Taylor, Myron? Are we assuming that because Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, because he was fired earlier today, that means that Taylor is coming back and the defensive coordinator is taking the fall?
I think that's exactly what's happened. I think they're saying, let's give Zach Taylor more support on the defensive end and see what happens. I think that's what happened there.
So if I have this right, just for those scoring at home, Cincinnati had the guy who led the NFL in passing yards, the guy who had led the NFL in passing touchdowns, the guy who led the NFL in receiving yards, I believe receptions and touchdowns, the Triple Crown, and they also had the NFL sack leader in Trey Hendrickson. They had all that. They didn't even make the damn playoffs, and we have 7 teams going to the playoffs now. That's where we're at. But let's bring them all back.
Gerard Mayo beat him.
That's true.
You know the other thing I'm seeing?
That's true.
All these people with the, hey, all we need to do is sign Chase, then re-sign Higgins, then build up the defense, and we'll be fine. Where do you think we are? New York? You think this is baseball?
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check that your guests like spicy first before serving Atomic Hot Wings.
Who's hungry?
Oh my God. What are these?
You don't like them? Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Water.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's the new year, and new mini plans are available for spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. 3-game mini plans are now available for Marlins Mondays and Cardinals Tuesdays, starting at just $70. By the ticket office today and purchase your mini plan. We can't wait to see you at the ballpark.
As I'm driving around town in my Kia from Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, I look around and wonder, do they know the Kia difference? If you haven't checked out the new 2020 to 2025 Kias, you're missing out. Go see my friend Lonnie Mister at Greenway Kia. Everyone needs a friend in the car biz, and Lonnie took great care of me when I bought my Kia. Shop their huge selection of award-winning Kias, all backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. The new Kias are sleek, stylish, and packed with premium features, advanced tech, connected services, and safety features for peace of mind. Kia is leading the way with hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles, offering fewer emissions, lower maintenance, and an incredible driving experience. Come see why there are more Kias on the road every day. Only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or Lonnie directly at 561-433-1511. Visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com today.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See kia.com or retailer for details.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
First Jimmy Butler, now Tyreek Hill. Somebody put a big wall around Sergei Bobrovsky.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's me, Theo Dorsey, back at it on a Black Monday. Of course I'm here for Black Monday. On the other side of the glass, on the ones and twos, C-Cat making an appearance. And since both of our teams are, steadfast in the playoffs, we're not suffering the ailments of Black Monday. My Chiefs, the number 1 overall seed in the AFC, bye week. Your Ravens, 3 seed, right? 3 seed?
Think so.
Yeah, 3 seed. And you get to host a divisional foe in the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting pretty. None of our assistant coaches, head coaches, general managers are on the hot seat. No. They're focused on winning a championship. They're focused on the task in front of them. But what we're watching happen around the National Football League is what happens every single Black Monday, the Monday following week 18 of the league, and that's guys hitting the chopping block left and right. Guys being scapegoated for insufficiencies elsewhere within the organization. Coaches who have had long-standing or short stints getting the pink slip. We've seen it. We've been watching it happen. We'll probably get some breaking news throughout today's show, so be locked in here at Theoretically Speaking. We'll give you live reaction. It's going to be a hell of a day, especially as we have all eyes on Dallas. All eyes are on Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy. Do they keep the embattled head coach? Do they keep the Super Bowl champion, Mike McCarthy? Or maybe you let him rock. Maybe you let him fly and let him pair up with Aaron Rodgers somewhere next year as he continues to hold the Jets hostage. There's going to be a wild offseason in the NFL.
Yeah, for as bad as the action actually was yesterday for the NFL, the only game that was supposed to deliver, and it delivered through one half, if you like defense, was Sunday Night Football, and that game kind of stunk towards the end. We have a lot to talk about despite how bad the on-field action was.
Well, the NFL is taking a page out of the NBA's book, and they're playing up the storylines. They're playing up the drama. They're playing up the characters within, and I think that is going to do well as the NFL continues to steamroll every other sport. Like, not only do you have coaches getting fired, not only do you have, it seems like in New England, a coach after 1 year not just getting fired, but his heir apparent is like public knowledge. It's not even rumors. Like, we all know who's getting hired in New England now.
Oh, Mikey V.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel.
Belichick product.
And it's funny, like, you go from Belichick to Gerard Mayo. You give him 1 year, and then you're like, oh, we got to change it up. We got to try something different. How about we go get Mike Vrabel? Like, what's the difference between Gerard Mayo and Mike Vrabel outside of Vrabel's actually had a head coaching job before and has proven himself, whereas Mayo got 1 year?
Yeah, I don't even know if I can judge Gerard Mayo on 1 year.
You can't. With that roster, you absolutely – it's
not at all. And it's almost
laughable.
like the chicken or the egg situation. There were rumblings and mumblings about Mayo's firing before yesterday's win over the Bills. So was yesterday's win over the Bills kind of a two birds up to the organization saying, how'd you like the number 1 pick? Well, now you don't have it anymore. You're stuck with number 4.
And I'm glad he did so. I'm sure he kind of had an inkling that they were going to make that move, especially because it happened so fast. I don't even know if Mayo made it back home before the news was out that he was fired. But I will say this about Gerard Mayo and the New England Patriots. We were having the conversation and the debate about whether or not the Patriot way was Bill Belichick. Was it Tom Brady? Was it the organization? Was it Robert Kraft, right? Because he also came right in before the whole Belichick and Brady thing started in the early 2000s. And I can say now unequivocally, whether you believe it was Brady or Belichick, I know damn well it wasn't Robert Kraft.
Really?
It just wasn't. There's no way. There's no way it's you if you're the ones that pulled the strings and made that decision to not only have faith in Gerard Mayo, who, again, this is not an outside candidate. This is somebody who played for the organization. This is somebody who was an assistant coach in that locker room for multiple years and then interviewed for the job. And you literally ushered Bill Belichick out early. Remember, like, that was a part of it. He made the call that, no, Bill, your time is done. Your heir apparent is Gerard Mayo. We're going to go with him. If you make that decision and you feel like you are that incorrect that quickly, either one of two things happened. Either you never planned on actually giving Gerard Mayo a full chance at this job because you always wanted maybe just one down year as you got things, right and together for a guy like Vrabel, who was nobody still has explained to me why the Titans fired Mike Vrabel last year. Still haven't figured that out.
Right.
So either you always knew you were going to be going this route and firing Gerard Mayo, and you pulled what the Texans pulled with David Culley and with Lovie Smith, and this is a down year. Let's go hire a brother, make it look good, put him in a situation where he cannot succeed, and then blame him for it. Either he did that, or you are terrible at being able to decipher whether or not a person is going to be good for that job. He got one season with a bad roster. They won 4 games, which is exactly what I told you the Patriots would do this year. I said Drake May's going to have flashes. They won 4 games, probably one that they shouldn't. They did exactly that, and somehow he took all of that, and minutes after they won that game, fired Gerard Mayo. That's just as disingenuous in its very sense. There's no way you could tell me it's not one of those two things. There's nothing that he learned Sunday should have changed his mind on whether or not Gerard Mayo should have been the head coach.
Not to go too deep into WEEI Boston Sports Talk Radio, but for your previous point, how you say that it's either Belichick, Brady, the combination of the two, and not Kraft, I think that's wrong. I think that's incorrect because I don't think you can use today's failures to discount yesterday's successes. I think that two things can be true. Kraft is failing utterly and ultimately right now, but I think that without the ownership of the Patriots during their dynasty, there's no way that they hold on to Brady and Belichick and make them glue together as well as they did for those 2 decades.
He was the least common denominator. When it came the success of the Patriots, the Patriot way, the culture that they set there for 2+ decades that resulted in 6 championships and them being the Death Star that hung over the NFL, it had way, way, way more to do with Bill Belichick, way more to do with what Tom Brady was able to do on the field and as a leader in that locker room than than like Bob Kraft's decision making. Like this is poor decision making. Either you're a terrible evaluator of talent, or I don't know what the other side of it is, or you just were disingenuous and maybe Gerard Mayo was in on it as well. I don't know what that could be, but there's no way that a guy like that, like this, you don't see the Steelers doing something like that. That's a well-run organization where I can say I credit the culture established from even beyond Mike Tomlin for it. I can't say the same thing about Robert Kraft because what he's done before and after Brady and Belichick has not been good. It's looked like if the Jaguars pulled what he just did, we would be criticizing it and making fun of it.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say because you kind of take all three pieces and you have a dynasty. You take away one piece, Tom Brady, and you have a team scraping by with Mac Jones really looking bad. You take away Belichick, and now you have the most dysfunctional this organization has looked in the past 30 years.
But Vrabel wouldn't have won more than 4 games with that Patriots roster.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. No one would win many games with that roster.
Nobody was going to win with it, so there's no way that you can tell me that you actually believe Vrabel's better for the job than Gerard Mayo today, unless you already thought that last year, but for some odd reason you made the wrong decision. Again, either way, if you hire a head football coach, this goes for any sport, basketball, hockey, college football, if you hire a coach and you fire them after just one season, you are the problem. The onus is on you. You made a poor hire. You're a poor judgment of talent. There's no way that what Gerard Mayo showed you in year one, outside of a couple of times where he might have spoken out of turn to the press, called his team soft, little things you can easily get over. There's nothing that you can tell me about what he did this year with the Patriots that would allow me to say, oh, well, yeah, you're justified in firing him after 1 year with that crappy-ass roster. It's just his bad process, and it's not the Patriot way. That's not the actions and the motions of a credible franchise and a good organization. That's like some slapstick stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of egg on the face. They kind of look like one of the most foolish organizations today. And maybe this works out.
First pick.
Maybe this works out. And it'll help by having a top 5 pick.
Well,
maybe
you know what?
Next season the Patriots win 7 games and have a bright future. Who knows?
They would have did the same thing with Gerard Mayo. That's my only point. So what I'll say is this too. Though that it feels like if you're a Patriots fan, it is a dark and maybe slightly depressing, Black Monday, because you lose your head coach. You don't know what's next, but you kind of do know what's next. So you're probably having a pretty good Black Monday because it seems like people out of Foxborough, people out of New England wanted Gerard Mayo gone before he was even announced as the head coach. That's their prerogative. I can tell you this, as bad as it seemed for them, it's absolutely worse for one of their divisional rivals, and that is the Miami Dolphins. I love the sound effect. Of all of the teams right now in the National Football League, all 32 of them, the one that is suffering the deepest, the darkest Black Monday is the Miami Dolphins, who did not fire a coach, but it sounds like they're about to have to hire a new wide receiver one. Here's Tyreek Hill following the 32-20 loss against the New York Jets as the Dolphins were eliminated from the playoffs before they even finished that game because of the Chiefs getting trampled by the Broncos. Here's Tyreek Hill on his future in South Florida.
Like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, if that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro. So it was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career and, what's best. Because I'm too much of a competitor to be, just out there.
Mean you thinking about leaving?
If it is, hey,
he couldn't even lie to him no more. You know how sometimes you're like so full of it, you're like, man, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm out of here.
What a baby. An absolute petulant little boy Tyreek Hill just presented himself as after yesterday's loss to the Jets.
I'd slow down with the boy part of it.
A child. He's a little kid. That's what I'm trying to say.
He's immature.
Yes.
He's immature. But Tyreek Hill is nothing if not immature. He has been this since he literally has entered the league. He's been this since he was in college. There's a reason why the dude had to bounce around a couple of times before he got to the league. He's done some pretty, ridiculous things along the way to get here. He's a spectacular football player. He is a huge personality. It's no shock to me that following disappointment, following a 2-catch game in his first season of his career where he didn't get 1,000 yards, that he is acting a little petulant, acting like a brat, and he wants out of Miami. Here's the issue, though. This offseason, the Dolphins just gave you that new restructuring and new extension to bump your money up because you wanted to be paid more than what Waddle got on his extension and everything, right? Also, Tyreek, he ain't a spring chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still is good. Don't get me wrong.
He's probably on the second half of his career.
He's on the third half of his career. It's about done and over. Like, he's still good, but what I mean by that is it's not like somebody's about to bet the farm on bringing Tyreek Hill in. Like, it's not like somebody's going to want to give you all of that money and have to give up a heavy amount of draft capital to bring you in. And I say that to say this. Tyreek has not put up a formal trade request right now. Even if he did, I don't think it would matter.
Who would be the suitor?
Because the Dolphins aren't going to get enough in return for Tyreek Hill today. Who would pay? Because if you're the Dolphins, what would it take to get Tyreek Hill out of you? You would need at least a first-round pick. Remember what they sent out to get him from the Chiefs. You would need at least a first-round pick, if not more, because of how talented he is. Now, his numbers didn't prove that this year because of how wishy-washy the offense was. Tua missed a bunch of games. Tyreek Hill is still really good, but at that age, with the number of receivers that are this good in the league right now that are young with their careers ahead of them, who's giving up major draft capital to go get Tyreek Hill today?
But didn't his capital and his value deteriorate with just that 38 seconds of audio we just heard? He's worth less to the Dolphins now than he was before the game.
He devalued his own value in that press conference following a tough game. His contract, I mean, look at his cap hit. His cap hit for 2025 is $28 million. His cap hit for 26 is $51 million. His dead cap on the Dolphins, if they did deal him this offseason for 25, would be $56 million. They would have $56 million in dead cap if they got off of Tyreek Hill. There is no Tyreek Hill deal that actually makes sense. That's the one thing I don't see anybody talking about enough right now. He can whine. He can complain. He can want out of Miami, and I don't blame him. You ain't going nowhere because ain't nobody going to pay the price to go get you. So you're stuck. You're stuck with the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. You're stuck with the guy that you supposedly chose over Patrick Mahomes. And you know what? Remember, this is the number one player in the NFL. That they told us that on NFL Rank. Remember that?
Yes.
The best guy in the league right here talking. If your match y'all didn't make the playoffs, maybe you need to look in the mirror.
What I took issue with was a lot of what Tyreek Hill said, and you're not listening to a Dolphins fan right now. Everyone in the car, on YouTube, I'm not a Dolphins fan, but
congratulations, by the way.
To say that I'm too much of a competitor, that I need to leave my team who's doing bad right now, just rubbed me the wrong way, and everyone in that Dolphins locker room should give him the side eye and say, like, I don't mess with you anymore. Like, what are you talking about? Tua should not say a word to him and should not get a target next year. You should try to build around Jalen Waddle and keep him healthy and just move on from that. Because I want to get him out of the organization now.
It's embarrassing. I will say this. It is embarrassing for somebody of his stature to have a moment like this. It's also embarrassing for the Dolphins organization, unless he's being a meat shield for Tua and Mike McDaniel. Because that's my other – whenever these kind of things happen, though, I have the skeptical side of my brain that's like, okay, what if Tyreek is letting them know, hey, I'm gonna go and take up my cross and take all the bullets for y'all so we don't have to see the headlines tomorrow about how Tua was unhealthy again when his team needed him most, or how Mike McDaniel was unable to call the right kind of plays or get his team to compete at a high level late in the season. There's a chance of that, but then I see him doing stupid stuff like putting the Antonio Brown meme as his header. You remember when Antonio Brown, and we have it there on our thumbnail, when Antonio Brown left mid-game when he was playing for the Buccaneers, I think against the Jets, he takes his jersey off and waves off and runs off. He puts his face on that and puts it on Twitter. He's doing little goofy stuff like that, and then I'm like, why would I ever give a guy like Tyreek Hill the benefit of the doubt? A guy that has domestic abuse allegations, child abuse allegations. We literally saw him on video camera hitting a civilian. You know, why would I trust that this guy is acting actually in good faith with the Dolphins organization? Whereas every step of his career, as great as he's been, and I'm a Chiefs fan, he was amazing with Patrick Mahomes, he's always chosen me over we. It's always been about the benefit of Tyreek Hill over just the success of the organization around him. Or even, his own relationships, damn it. Yeah, the man gets around. He's about himself. I'm cool with that, but let's just keep it G. Let's not act like you're doing something for your family.
You know, and like maybe I'll regret throwing a lot of dirt in this guy's name, but the only word I can say with 100% certainty and confidence is a egregious maturity problem.
Yeah, he has that. That's clear.
You can just boil down possibly every issue he has had on and off the field with an immaturity problem.
That's clear. And he's 31 years old. So it's, it's a ridiculous thing to have a conversation about right now, but it is the reality of the situation. And also, that is why him being this way, Jalen Ramsey having a little bit of a stir up as well. The fact that the Dolphins organization had to come out and say, we're keeping Mike McDaniel. Chris Greer is good. The fact that they're in this much of disarray the offseason after they reinvested into their entire offense and made Jalen Ramsey a paid man, the offseason after they gave a 3-year extension to Mike McDaniel and said he's our guy for the near future. The fact that the Dolphins are in this much disarray, there's no optimism around the corner. They are clearly having the most depressing Black Monday, and they didn't even fire a head coach. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Who is suffering from the worst Black Monday here in the NFL following Week 18 as guys get rid of coaches and coordinators, as players ask out of organizations? I do believe it is the Miami Dolphins who, after Jimmy Butler, same week that Jimmy Butler made his official trade request, Tyreek Hill didn't make an official one, but if you're a football player and fresh off the field, you say, I'm out, and then you start talking about your time with the team in past tense, he's done.
Get a hold of yourself.
He's done.
Come on.
He's done. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline here on Theoretically Speaking, 888-760-3776. That's the number to tap in. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Who is having the worst Black Monday? And we're going to relegate this to people that actually play the sport of football and not those who talk about it or also are offering $1.5 million to coworkers. Not those. Just the football players, CK.
Some quiet people online yesterday.
Really quiet.
Loving football.
Yeah.
And didn't say a dang word all day on social media.
Do you know how frustrating it must have been for Mr. Uncomfortable Conversations to have to be at home sitting on his couch watching Week 18?
I forgot the name.
Yeah.
Of this. That's quite literally what would have had to have happened was him to record a video. Hey, man, let's have an uncomfortable conversation with me. And you know what? He's not. And
he wasn't even the most ridiculous one in
right,
all of
exactly.
That stuff,
there were actual victims in the situation, and there were actual offenders in the situation, and he was neither of the two. So he's the kind of one we can joke around about.
Yeah.
And he's also the one that's most vocal and uses the most words in the dictionary when he tries to BS somebody.
He just is. I mean, I don't want to use the C word because, again, it's gotten one of my brothers in trouble here.
Well, I'll have the dump button if we got to use the C word.
No, not that word. I'm talking about corny.
Corny can mean everything, so I don't think that's too offensive.
I know. I'm not saying it is too offensive. I'm just saying that I got one of my big homies have gotten in a little bit of trouble calling another person corny in sports media. And I'm just saying, the dude is, I mean, I ain't even got to say it. But I am curious what that first video out is going to be for him. And I know that his Twitter fingers are aching right now. He is just like how you just got off of, a month of no coffee?
Yes.
And you said, you had your first cup of coffee this morning because you're done with your big diet.
Yeah, I lost the poundage that I wanted to. I'm in a place that I'm very happy, and I had a nice coffee, yeah.
You had yourself an iced coffee following your weight loss journey, and you hadn't had one in over a month. So your first time having one, you said it felt like, you might have, went to the bathroom and had a line.
Yeah, exactly. My heart was pounding, dude. I know what people that suffer from addiction to drugs and things feel like when they relapse. It was oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Frohawk is dealing with right now. He's sitting there it's only been 24 hours since he's been able to tweet, and he's sitting there struggling. If that's a Fro, I don't know what the hell you call that, but your boy is.
What are some Emmanuel Acho takes that either went really well yesterday or went really poorly, and he would have to rationalize yesterday?
So I was hearing people talking about how he's a big. I don't listen to enough of his stuff, but he's a big Herbert hater apparently. And
that's right. He coined the term social media quarterback.
Yeah, maybe he did. Okay, so that would be, and Herbert's in the playoffs now, and they're saying This has a great opportunity for Herbert to have like a generational day, and Acho has to sit back on his couch and not be able to comment. That'll be fun. But again, I regress. I give them their space and time to heal. And again, don't want to make it too trivial because there were victims involved in all of that. But I'm just saying they might be having a rough Black Monday and maybe another Black Monday, just like these pink slips is getting handed out for some of these coaches. People are looking over their shoulder. I will say this too, man. The Mike McCarthy thing right now for the Dallas Cowboys, I honestly, and I've talked to Cowboys fans, I can't figure out what actually would be the right move there. This is a guy that won 12 games 3 years in a row. This year was derailed by injury.
They won way more games than they should have this year.
And they still won more. Mike McCarthy is undoubtedly a good coach, but there's just some kind of stench around him with that organization that is hard to shake. And when you ask a Cowboys fan, they are so polarized on the decision. Some are like, he's not the problem. It's Jerry Jones. It's the roster. He's good. Others are like, get him the hell out of here. He can't win the big games. I don't know what the process should be out there in Arlington. I'm glad that I have nothing to do with it, and their failure or success is not tied to my happiness. Thank God. Thank God. On the other side, we are going to actually talk about these postseason games that are coming up here. We have the seeding in place 1 through 7. The Lions have the bye in the NFC. The Chiefs have the bye in the AFC. Who had the worst draw? Who situationally is now in a worse situation than they deserve to be in because of playoff seeding based on what transpired in Week 18? And also, it's pretty clear which team has the easiest route to New Orleans. I think you know where I'm going with that one. We discuss on the other side. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Buckle up. ESPN West Palm is going on the road. Both Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo will be live on site from TGL match number 1 over at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens tomorrow, Tuesday, 2 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. Don't miss it.
The 2025 Land Rover Discovery is here, ready to take you wherever adventure leads. Lease the Discovery for just $829 a month for 36 months, with $69.95 due at signing, or finance at 2.9% APR for 60 months. Luxury, capability, and style combined in one powerful SUV. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach in person or online at LandRoverPalmBeach.com. Offer ends soon.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey guys, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN 106.3. We're cramming so much football into your radio, it might need a bigger antenna. Tune in for NFL, college, high school, and even those guys playing football in the park. Okay, maybe not them, but every other big game. So if you're as obsessed with football as we are, crank up ESPN 106.3.
Shotgun snap. Here comes the rush off the left side. Pass down the middle, arching spiral. Over the shoulder catch. Touchdown. 43-yard strike right down the middle.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I'm actually shocked that we've come to a place where this is a failure of a season for the Miami Dolphins. Like, if you look at it, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't. But they've risen their expectation based on their first two seasons, making the postseason, based on the offensive output and us comparing them to the greatest show on turf. They've raised the expectation. Like 7 or 8 years ago, you take this out of a Dolphin season. One game out from making the playoffs.
But the problem is, you can boil it down to a lot of things. When you lose that many games, there's a lot of reasons why you didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But you can pinpoint one thing. If Tua plays all 17 games, the Dolphins are in the playoffs.
They are.
And that was the risk to signing him to that deal, was the question mark around the health. And that's a very tough pill to swallow as a Dolphins fan.
Here's what I'll say, though. When's the last time the Miami Dolphins have had a quarterback you could say that about? If he plays all 17 or 16 games, I guess you couldn't have said it back then, all 17. If he starts the full season, we are a playoff team for sure.
That's true. Couldn't say that about Tannehill.
No.
Wouldn't have said that about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No. Chad Pennington?
Maybe. He had some weird spike years.
I said Chad. I'm thinking of a quarterback in between after Marino. Anyways, it's been that much of a drought at that position for the Dolphins that I'm not excusing an 8-9 record and a game out from making the playoffs as palatable, but what I am saying is they've risen the expectations and now they're suffering from the previous years of success. That's a good thing. You have standards now. And welcome to the NFL. That's what happens. Sometimes when you have standards, you go below them. Check out the Cincinnati Bengals. They rose their standards up, and this year they proved to not be that team.
Just a paper tiger, the Cincinnati Bengals are.
Yeah. What's a paper tiger mean?
That's just like not actually scary, but people.
It looks scary.
The paper tiger is a phrase that I didn't mean because they're the Bengals.
I
Bengal
thought
Tigers.
you did it on purpose. Yeah.
No, that was not on purpose. I just realized the coincidence there. But the last time they made the playoffs,
You're that good.
The last time they made the playoffs was the Daniel Jones-led Giants also made the playoffs. It's actually been a while.
Yeah, it has. It's been a while since EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing actually started here in Palm Beach County. I'm talking about since 2006. I think that was the Wildcat year. Was that the Wildcat year for the Dolphins? Yeah, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing has been keeping you cool since Ronnie Brown was running touchdowns from the quarterback position. I believe so. We have to go look it up. What I do know is EDSIsYes.com. That's the website to go to. EDSIsYes.com. They are your trusted AC experts in Palm Beach County. They offer 24/7 support. With something like air conditioning and also with plumbing, you kind of need that. Would you really want to be stuck with a company that's like, we're like, 9 to 6?
Right.
Yeah.
Look, check back on Monday.
Oh, come on.
Long weekend, actually,
Yeah,
Tuesday.
like-
That would be awful. You need 24/7.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Me and the guys are out on the boat today. We'll get back to you. No. 24/7 support with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. You can book them online at EDSIsYes.com. I'm a Gold Plan member, so I get them to come out twice a year at no cost. I also get 15% off repairs, and I have the peace of mind of knowing I'm locked in with a company that can get me out of a sticky situation. They've done so in the past. They can do so for you. EDSIsYes.com. Lock in with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. They have a guaranteed satisfaction, and that's something the Dolphins have not been able to stand by for the past couple of decades. Low-key a successful season for the Dolphins, just not successful based on their expectations, and that's only because they have risen them. I got to get to the actual teams that have made the playoffs. The Bengals and the Dolphins, they're on the outside looking in. Rightfully so. The Bengals and Dolphins did not do enough this year, nor did their quarterbacks do enough or their defenses do enough. I don't want to hear all of y'all scapegoating for Joe Burrow, saying, oh, he was so good, his team let him down.
MVP.
He ain't make the playoffs. He wasn't good enough. He could have been better. It's the truth.
I think that's
not crying any tears for them.
That's not a very high bar and a high standard to set for the MVP conversation. Your team, because of your efforts, has to be good enough to be in the playoffs. I don't think that's asking too much.
You got to make the playoffs to get the MVP, especially at that position. You're the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do enough. You didn't win enough of the shootouts. You didn't make enough of the plays. I forget what the stat was.
You lost to the Patriots in week 1.
You lost to the Patriots in week 1, and you cannot blame that on the defense. They blame so many of the losses on the defense. When you go through and look at some of the numbers and the matchups, the offense could have made 1 or 2 more plays to get it done, and when you have that many high-powered options, I expect a guy that's the MVP to take advantage. Joe Burrow, not the MVP. This is not a knock on what he could do in the future, though. In fact, you know what? I hope he enjoys the playoffs from the bench with the rest of us, and that inspires him to come back and make it again for the first time in 3 years. So
at least it wasn't an excruciating Chiefs-Broncos game where it was almost there, because that game was over fast. That game, if you bet on the Chiefs to cover the 10.5, that even then was over fast. You know you had no chance to win that game or cover that game as a Chiefs backer.
It was over in a jiffy, and I will say that's on us. We did pick the Chiefs in punchline picks. That's on me. I should have also considered just how much they would not care about that Week 18 game, not just because they have the 1 seed locked up, but because the only thing that they feel like can derail a three-peat is a happenstance injury.
That's true.
They feel like they have, because they do. If you look at the NFL and the way it's set up right now and the seeding, especially in the AFC, the Chiefs have the easiest route to New Orleans. It's clear. It's as paved as the yellow brick road in that little play they used to talk about.
Did you forget?
Yes, I did. The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have a clear-cut road to the Super Bowl with the 1 seed. Not only do you get the bye, you get extra rest for some of those veterans like Kelsey and Chris Jones, and even Mahomes, who had the ankle injury late. Think about a guy like Isaiah Pacheco, who came back from the injury but did not look as good. You also avoid having to play the Ravens or the Bills in the second round, in the divisional round, which, by the way, are the only 2 AFC teams that have actual teeth. Yeah. You were talking about like paper tigers. The AFC has 3 teams, and the rest of them are paper tigers.
No, because I'm not threatened by them. Or some people
you're not
aren't
even
threatened.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
they
so
don't have a
reputation.
reputation. No one's afraid of the Texans going to this playoffs, and rightfully so after the display they put on Saturday. Nobody's afraid of the Steelers going to this year's playoffs.
The Steelers, the Texans, the Chargers, and the Broncos have absolutely no shot of winning a game in the AFC postseason. And if you're the Chiefs, the good thing is, even if one of those teams do mess around and upset the Bills or the Ravens in the first round, that doesn't make you any more concerned about them if you have to host them at Arrowhead for either the AFC Championship game or in the divisional round. You feel good about your chances no matter what. Their first tough game should be the AFC title game, and it's likely going to be either the Bills or the Ravens, and you have that game at home, and you'll have a ton of rest for your veterans. The Chiefs have the easiest route to the Super Bowl. That's why they gave no damns about the outcome of the Broncos game. People were talking about how, they were nervous. They let the Broncos win because they didn't want to have to face Joe Burrow. I think they would have been licking their chops to play that Bengals team. Licking their chops. There's absolutely no credit or credence to believe that the Chiefs would have had any issue with anybody outside of the Bills or the Ravens, so they're in the prime position. On the other hand, CK, who do you think actually has the best route right now to the Super Bowl based on seedings and matchups?
Well, it has to be in the AFC. You are 100% right with the Chiefs.
What about the Lions in the NFC, though?
There are three teams that have a chance to win the AFC, and the Chiefs want to play them to the AFC Championship game. You look in the NFC, Lions get the first-round bye. Of course, that helps. I don't think the Eagles are going to have any problems with the Packers, to be honest, and we can talk about that later on in the show.
We just saw what the Lions could do against the Vikings.
Vikings are just a 1.5 favorites over the Rams, so there's a chance the Rams pull off a home upset over the Vikings. Remember, that's one of the only teams the Vikings lost to in the regular season, and you have Matt Stafford healthy, ready to rock. Yeah, it's hard to compete with the Chiefs in terms of easiest path to a Super Bowl berth. So I don't think everyone else pales in comparison.
I would say this, and this is why it's funny that the college football 12-team playoff shook out this way for Oregon, where they got the number 1 seed, but it felt like they put themselves in a murderer's row position of having to play a tougher schedule than other teams. While the Chiefs in the AFC benefit mightily from the 1 seed, the Lions in the NFC, great to have the bye, especially for a team that's trying to get healthy on the defensive side. The way that the NFC standings shook out, because they don't reseed these things at all in the NFL, it actually gives them a very tough road to a championship. I think extremely more tough than what the Chiefs are going to have to face because of who's on the back end of the conference. Look at the 5 and 6 and 7 seeds in the NFC right now.
They do reseed. In the NFL,
well, what I mean by that is, and you're right, reseeding happens. What I meant by that is a team like the Buccaneers, who we all know is likely the weakest link in the NFC, or maybe even the Rams, they're the 3 and the 4 seed because they won their divisions. Whereas the Vikings are an actual threat. The Packers can be an actual threat at the 7 seed. The Commanders are 12 and 5. A 12-win team is the 6th seed. If you're the Lions, you could be welcoming in one of these 3 teams, the Vikings, Commanders, or Packers, who are heftily threatening on both sides of the ball, and they're seated low only because of the fact that the Bucs and Rams played in poor divisions. The Lions are, because that's how it works. It's not like the Lions can say, oh, no, we want the Bucs. Right. Oh, no, we want the Rams.
Like, it's formulated for them to get the weakest opponent alive in the divisional round.
Yes. But it's going to give them a harder opponent for sure.
Exactly.
Whereas the Eagles, on the other hand, I believe got a better draw than the Lions, even though they have to play in round 1.
See, I think that argument works better for college because I think you're risking a whole lot more playing any NFL football game.
It's true.
Where in college, you're better off getting an easier path by playing an extra game against a team you are 14-point favorites.
I'll say this then. Let's just run through a quick hypothetical in the NFC. Right? Lions have the bye. The Eagles, obviously, you're going to start off as the 2 seed. You're going to play the 7, which is the Packers. That's a bit of a dogfight, but the Packers look very vulnerable. Jordan Love, that was embarrassing.
Yes. The Packers showed how scared they are of the Eagles in the second half of yesterday's game. They risked Jordan Love's health and livelihood at his hand, a guy they just paid millions upon millions of dollars because they just didn't want to play the Eagles. That was it. That was literally the only thing on the line. If they lost to the Bears when they were looking at the scoreboard, Commanders might have lost and this and that.
That's
and the
only
other
thing that mattered.
The only thing that mattered to them was not playing the Eagles. They both showed that they were scared, and they lost the game anyway.
They already lost the wild card round matchup against the Eagles by what they showed us this past Sunday. So that game's over with. Let's go to the 3-6 then, right? Let's go to the Buccaneers and the Commanders. Can't you see the Commanders getting through that game and getting a win? Because either one of 2 things happens, right? The inexperience shows up for the Commanders and the Buccaneers pull out with the win, and that still doesn't benefit the Lions because they're the 3 seed and they're going to be the ones to play the Eagles. Or the Commanders pop in a way that you didn't expect, similar to maybe how C.J. Stroud did last year, where you're like, oh, this thing is going to carry over into the postseason. Oh, the defense is going to step up another notch, and they look more threatening. And now if you're a Lions team, you have to face the Commanders. Or better yet, worst case scenario, if you're the Lions, is everything does go status quo. The Bucs get through. The Rams lose to the Vikings. And now you have to, for the second time in 3 weeks, host a divisional foe that you've already played twice, that has a lot of data points on you, that you've beaten, and you showed you can dominate. But I do believe that Sunday night football game, there were like 2 or 3 plays that if they just go the other way by an inch, right? By an inch, that's a totally different game. That score is not indicative of how close those two teams are in talent.
Yet Sam Darnold missed a bunch of throws, and they got in the red zone so many times. I'm a little bit more worried about the Vikings than you might be. I looked at the spread, and I thought this before I saw what the odds makers thought about the Vikings-Rams game. I am petrified if I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Really?
It's like you're going into this war that is the NFL playoffs. And for the last 18 weeks, you looked at your captain of your platoon in this war, and you're thinking, this is the guy, we trust him, we would die for him, we are confident behind this guy. And as your Apache helicopter is landing in Baghdad, that captain that you're putting all your hope into just starts sweating and throws up in his puke bag and says, guys, I don't think I can do this. That's how much of exposure was put on Sam Darnold on Sunday Night Football against a Lions defense led by a great coordinator in Aaron Glenn, but is depleted of all resources, and they were getting home time in and time out. Sam Darnold could not handle the pressure in a literal sense and in a figurative sense that was being applied by Detroit and by the Lions. Sam Darnold played the worst game of the season at the worst time.
But he didn't.
Because that could be next week.
I was about to say, because it could have been next week. If I'm a Vikings fan, this is going to sound a little ridiculous, I'm low-key relieved that it happened in Week 18.
You can learn from when things do go wrong. Now we know what they look like and what we can do to fix it.
That was a playoff game that had less consequences than an actual playoff game because it wasn't win or go home.
It's like
it was win or get the 5 seed.
It's like if you've covered basketball tournaments that are double elimination.
Yeah.
It's a double elimination game.
And a lot of times, though, again, that was Sam Darnold's first career playoff game in prime time. And the pressure did get to him. You know who else looked shaky in that game? Jared Goff. His guys around him, though, just made up for his mistakes, and he also made a few less mistakes because he's been there before. He's played in a Super Bowl. He's played in an NFC Championship game, or 2 of them, excuse me. So it makes sense that Jared Goff was marginally better. I actually like that as a data point for the Vikings, and especially if you get a bounce-back road win against the Rams, who do not have a threatening home field advantage. That's a favorable draw if you're the Vikings. It might have been worse if you had to play at the Buccaneers because you're actually afraid of going to Raymond James. Nobody's afraid of going and playing at the Rams. That's going to be a damn near home game for the Vikings. You win that one, you build your confidence back up, and you have a chance to, exercise those demons against the Lions. And if you're in that position, honestly, you're playing with house money if you're the Vikings. You get through the Rams, and in a season where you had 0 expectations of even making the playoffs, you have a chance of upsetting a divisional rival who beat you twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. That's why I really do believe the Lions draw, though it's the 1 seed, though it's what they wanted, it could come back to bite them severely just because of how the seeding works out, and they could be hosting the Vikings in a divisional round in what is going to feel like another super intense game. I know the outcome was really, really disparaging, but dude, that was the first time in NFL history 2 14-win teams went up against each other in the regular season. That was the game of the year. Outcome aside, you don't want to have to play that team again in the divisional round? Like, come on.
I don't know. They kind of outmanned them. They outmasculined them. They muscled them around.
With those coaches, too, Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell, you don't think they're going to have answers with that much time in between?
I honestly don't. I don't think they're going to reach the Lions again. I
you think
really
they lose to the
don't.
Rams?
I seriously think that the Rams are going to have their number. We have plenty of time to talk about these wild card matchups. We have just been blessed with a sports week to be dreamt of, because not only for society in general, getting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday of all meaningful, impactful, historical football games.
Yeah.
But we as a station, listen, we're going to TGL tomorrow for a historic moment in golf. 1 day off to recoup and get ready for the football weekend. We're going to the Orange Bowl.
On
we
Thursday.
Get to watch the next semifinal on Friday. Then we buckle in for more NFL football action. Coach quarterback.
Action.
Coach quarterback, McVay, Stafford, just as Sam Darnold hasn't been there, they have. That's why I'm looking at that football game already. That's Monday.
Yeah.
It's a week from today, and I'm circling that because I do not think the Vikings will be 1.5 favorites when that game kicks off on Monday night.
I like the Vikings that one still, man. I think they are better. I think they have more answers. But you're right. Experience is on the side of the Rams, and that matters in the postseason. What matters most when you're taking on a diet like you did with Metrum MD?
It's choosing correctly. choosing how to go through your diet correctly. And the short decision I made was only one of them. It was to go to MetTrim MD. They're right in Palm Beach Gardens, and they have cracked the code to medical weight loss. It's not fad diets. Like, you're not going to get these answers on TikTok. No. It's scientifically proven to work. Burn fat, not muscle. And what's really nice is that it happens fast, super fast. So you stay motivated. When you get results immediately, you want to keep on doing it because it's kind of addicting to wake up in the morning, weigh yourself, and see results in the snap of a finger. That's what MetTrim MD does for everybody, specifically me. Yeah, me, C-Cat. I'm telling you, I lost 14 pounds in 3 weeks, and the pounds keep shedding off, all because of MetTrim MD. Dr. Amorosino and the gang there, they are a great staff. They're super nice, and they're getting busy because people are catching on and finding out about the results that MetTrim MD is providing. If you want to get your free consultation, free. My favorite four-letter word, free. Go to MetTrimMD.com. MET, the word trim, MD.com to get your free consultation from MetTrim MD. It's the new year. I know you've got that resolution. I know you want to lose weight. You can make one decision. Let's go to MetTrim MD.
I absolutely love that. And losing is what the Patriots should have done, but instead they won, and then they lost 3 spots in the NFL draft. Have you looked at the draft order? I got it right here in front of me.
I haven't looked.
The Patriots had pole position to have the number 1 pick. They obviously already have their quarterback. They could have gotten a substantial amount of draft capital to trade back to the 4 slot. Instead, they win a game, fire their head coach, and now they have the 4th pick in the draft. Ahead of them at number 1, the Titans. Number 2, the Cleveland Browns. Number 3, the New York Giants. The Patriots should still be able to get the player that they wanted at number 1, or the player that they like the most in the draft. They should still be able to, but now you don't get your pick of the litter, and you don't get the extra draft capital that comes with trading back. Gerard Mayo must have knew for sure that they was going to kick his tail out the door the way that he helped lead that team to a win. I'm happy he did it. I'm now low-key, again, I had no opinion on the Patriots. They better get this thing right, because I might be low-key rooting against them now, because I think that a lot of things that they've done over the past year have been silly and senseless. You literally ushered Bill Belichick out the door before he was ready to bring in Gerard Mayo, and you instantly fire him after 1 season where you overachieved. I don't get it. On the other side, though, we're going to be talking about the other things that have happened on Black Monday, the hirings and firings. Excuse me, no hirings, just firings, just trade requests, just bad things. It's Black Monday on Theoretically Speaking. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
As I'm driving around town in my Kia from Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, I look around and wonder, do they know the Kia difference? If you haven't checked out the new 2020 to 2025 Kias, you're missing out. Go see my friend Lonnie Mister at Greenway Kia. Everyone needs a friend in the car biz, and Lonnie took great care of me when I bought my Kia. Shop their huge selection of award-winning Kias, all backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. The new Kias are sleek, stylish, and packed with premium features, advanced tech, connected services, and safety features for peace of mind. Kia is leading the way with hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles, offering fewer emissions, lower maintenance, and an incredible driving experience. Come see why there are more Kias on the road every day. Only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or Lonnie directly at 561-433-1511. Visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com today.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Make Twin Peaks your UFC headquarters to watch all your favorite fighters every single week. Whether your fighter wins or loses, you still end up a winner. With eats, drinks, scenic views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beer. Enjoy some made-from-scratch favorites while watching all the fights. Can't make it in for UFC? That's all right. Come for the man-sized $5 happy hour drafts and enjoy select appetizers as well. The ultimate guys lodge for UFC is Twin Peaks.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Buckle up. ESPN West Palm is going on the road. Both Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo will be live on site from TGL match number 1 over at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens tomorrow, Tuesday, 2 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. Don't miss it.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Oh, here goes the stat right here. Joe Burrow in fourth quarters this year. You know, Joe Burrow, MVP, guy that carried the Bengals.
Scratching and clawing.
Yeah.
To relevancy.
12 touchdowns and eight fourth quarter interceptions.
That, well, really?
Yeah.
I know since you brought it up, it probably wasn't going to be flattering, but that still surprised me with how unflattering that stat was.
It's not good. You can't we watched the games. Like, there were games in which it was like, oh, if he would have just made that play, if he didn't force the ball to Jamar Chase, instead hit the open guy, they would have won. If he didn't try to extend the play where he wasn't athletic enough to get away from the sack, you don't turn the ball over there. It's just this. Joe Burrow's really good. He's not in the same conversation with Lamar, Patrick, or Josh Allen. He just isn't. Sorry. He can start a new conversation. Bring Tua in and Jared Goff.
I think that we're lacking of a middle class in the NFL right now.
Yeah. Joe Burrow should start that.
He'll lead it.
He will be the leader of the middle class of quarterbacks. In fact, he will be the HOA president in the middle class neighborhood. And again,
I'm thinking like when you win the middle class, like if you win a retirement vote in a local community, in a local election, you have one person who's on stage saying, I endorse this candidate to be mayor.
That's
like,
Joe
okay,
Burrow.
they won the elderly vote. They won the middle-class quarterback vote in Joe Burrow.
He's the mayor of the middle class. That's going to be Joe Burrow's new moniker. The mayor of the middle class, Joe Burrow, which is a good thing. It's a really good thing.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check it go. I get around.
This is To Get Around. We're going to hit all the hot topics and big headlines out of Black Monday in the NFL as coaches lose their jobs left and right. New openings, new closings. So much fun. I wonder who else will be in that middle class with. Like, who's the lowest rung of the middle-class quarterback.
Who kind of slides in the back door and sits in the back of the meetings.
Sam Darnold's in there now.
Yeah, he's definitively in there.
Who's at the bottom tier of it, though?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray gets a lot of benefit of the doubt because we know how athletic he is.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for that thing to click and work and result into playoff wins.
Is Trevor Lawrence not even in the middle class?
Ooh, Trevor Lawrence.
He's below the poverty line.
There was an eviction notice on his door. I drove past the other day of the middle class of the NFL.
Oh, Trevor, I'm sorry, man. Sorry, dude. Maybe a new coach might help?
Next up.
I'm glad you brought it up. We're going to Duval County.
Duval.
Jacksonville, Florida. The Jaguars have fired their head coach, Doug Peterson. Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson. Not with the Jags, though.
They kept, not with the Jags. They kept Trent Baalke, the GM, so people are mad about that. My guy Jalen says, tell people how much I love my HOA president. I do got love for him because I'm the vice president. I'm a heartbeat away from the presidency. I will say this about the Jaguars, though, man. You better hope Trent Baalke has the solutions, because for Khan to stick with him and a chance to now refresh the entire organization and get somebody that can go lockstep with your head coach and make some decisions, if you stick with Baalke this year, it will be idiotic to fire him next year. I don't understand why you stick with him. If you stick with him this year, that means you likely have a 2-3 year plan to keep him in place as the general manager. So it just seems like bad process in Jacksonville, and what looked like it was shaping up to be the best head coaching job this offseason because you have the generational prospect in Trevor Lawrence. Brian Thomas looks like the best receiver in that class. So much hope around Jacksonville. I think the stench of Baalke staying in place makes that head coaching job now very, pass-upable.
Wouldn't you say, like, one of the biggest successes of the Jaguars this season was finding out that Brian Thomas might be the best receiver in his class? Yeah. And that's a general manager decision, not a coaching decision, no?
Maybe that's what saved this job, was Brian Thomas being that good. Who knows? But what I do know is there is a lot of chatter in and around that organization and throughout the league that he is not the guy for the job and he makes poor decisions. We'll see. They know better than I.
Next
They
up.
still got the stadium named after that dude?
I don't think so. I think they're more concerned about growing in London. That's what the Jaguars are doing right now. We're going to go to New York, because the Giants made a big announcement. That they are going to keep Brian Daboll, Joe Shane. They said that earlier in the year, but they said it once again for anyone who missed that topic about 3 months ago.
I'll say this. If you have to tell us that you're keeping your head coach and general manager, that means that you are heavily considering getting rid of them. And if you have to tell us twice in one season that you're keeping them, then you might as well just fire them, because nobody, not the folks in the locker room, not the folks in the team facility room, not the general NFL public at large, has any faith in their job security going forward. Now, any little thing, any feather that moves, any bristling that happens, we're gonna ask the question, hey, are you going to fire him today then? You keep telling us you're not going to fire him.
Giants going to go after a quarterback in the draft. If that quarterback doesn't pan out through 8 weeks of the season, you will say sayonara to Brian Daboll. I think that's what's going to happen. The odds books are going to open at the end of the season. First head coach to be fired in 2025, and that will be the leading candidate is Brian Daboll.
The Giants have the 3rd pick in the draft. The Browns and the Titans pick ahead of them, so they could both use a quarterback, or they could go elsewhere and stick with the guys they have. It's really tough to figure it out.
It'd be so Giants to reach for the 3rd quarterback on the board.
I know.
That would,
Who would that
make
be?
so much sense.
Yeah, I don't even want to discuss who it would be. Is Dylan Gabriel going to officially come out? Drew Aller might come out, depending on what. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. What I will say is, though, if they do, I don't think they should draft a rookie quarterback this year.
Really? So
I don't
just
think
tread water for another year?
I don't think you can.
But you're not going to be this close to a lottery, an NFL lottery.
Oh, you will. You will. If you draft a rookie quarterback this year, though, you better sit him, because I do not want to see another rookie quarterback playing for a coach and a GM who are fighting for their lives. Those two things don't mesh well. They're going to make decisions to keep their jobs for now, whereas this quarterback needs to be, nurtured and put in an environment that curates him being good for the next 15 years. It's just as It's like the whole Warriors thing when they were light years ahead and they're trying to win now and also prepare for the future. Those two things can't happen in this high of a competitiveness of a sport. If the Giants draft a rookie quarterback and keep their GM and head coach, they're promising us it's going to be a disastrous season, and it's going to end in the firing of both of those guys.
And the situation you just mentioned where a coach fighting for his job and a rookie quarterback loops back to 45 minutes ago with Gerard Mayo and Drake May.
That too. But then again, he was not supposed to be a coach fighting for his job.
But you feel the temperature in the room when it go down the stretch, and you're not scraping away for W's. You're scraping away to kind of, at least Gerard Mayo must have been thinking, I am trying to build something for next year.
That's crazy.
And then when the win total, the bottom line, is what's being held against you, it's like, but we had something good going here.
There's no excuse for Gerard Mayo getting fired for a 4-win season. It just is actually idiotic. And that is bad process unless that was your plan altogether. And then I'll say you're an evil genius. What's next? What's next?
Next stop.
Let's see. A couple of different directions we can go here. Let's go right back to that. Robert Kraft in Foxborough, Massachusetts, kind of opened up about the situation. He said this is the hardest decision Robert Kraft has ever made. And he said he took some of the blame. Kraft said he put Mayo in an untenable situation.
Well, Kraft made some pretty hard decisions out there in Jupiter. A lot of hard decisions.
In a literal sense, yes.
Yeah. And I guess they got made easier for him. So I don't know. Maybe he's right. What I will say is, similar to likely what happened for him out there in Jupiter, he made that decision really quick. How could the decision be that hard for Robert Kraft and you make it that swiftly after the finality of that game? Like, what do you want me to believe here? A difficult decision, the hardest decision you ever had to do in your life, is not one that you're making a snap judgment. You think that you give it a day or two to process.
Yeah, I don't know what the Patriots gained from firing him at 4:35 Eastern time yesterday rather than maybe 11 a.m. today.
So here's my other, again, skeptical brain. Did they give him a directive similar to what Brian Flores said was happening to him with the Dolphins, that you must lose this game for us? Did they do that?
It's simple. Like, it's even if you don't want that number one pick, like we talked about, the Patriots still might get the number one player on the. You just lose draft capital by winning a meaningless game against a team who's not playing their starting quarterback. There's no morale victory. No. I think you're onto something.
That had to be it. They told Gerard Mayo to lose that game. He did not. He coached them to win. He won the football game, and that's why he was probably already going to fire him, but then he was like, no, I'm not just going to fire you. I'm going to embarrass you and do it right now.
Yeah.
Do we have time for one more stop here?
Next stop?
We don't.
Well, that was anticlimactic. What we'll do then is get to the other side because we have Dean Thomas coming in fresh off of an improv special that we actually got to take part in and watch happen. We're going to break some of that down, talk about Tyreek Hill and his ensuing departure from the Miami Dolphins, and get Dean's take. Former UFC fighter, current UFC coach. Get Dean Thomas's take on how are people going to respond with Tyreek Hill quitting on his team in the midst of battle. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour on the other side for Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The 2025 Defender 110 is here. Rugged, stylish, and ready for any adventure. And now you can drive home the Defender with 3.9% APR for 48 months. For well-qualified buyers, that's as low as $22.53 a month per thousand financed. Whether you're tackling the trails or cruising city streets, the Defender delivers. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach or head to LandRoverPalmBeach.com for more information.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball, Baez & Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smithball, Baez, and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smithball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smithball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Welcome on into the happy hour. It is Theoretically Speaking. The house is full on a Monday, on Black Monday in the NFL. Seacats on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. Espresso Martinez right there. And Dean Thomas, the man with the plan. Not only the improv star, but the guy. You got the UFC on your chest today.
I'm rocking the UFC today. I'm representing.
You're puzzled as to why it's Black Monday.
When you said Black Monday, I was looking around in the studio and I was kind of like, wait a minute, it's only two of us, but ain't but three people in here, so I kind of get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why it's Black Monday.
I kind of get it.
It's Black Monday because, it's rarely ever two of us in. So, no, it's Black Monday because of the NFL coaching firings. That's what they call it.
So they call Black Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Woo.
Yeah. You got nervous. You're like, what are we supposed to be doing right now?
What's going on with the NFL?
Is there something we're supposed to know? I didn't miss the email. Yeah. No, it's just, it's all the firings and you had the Jaguars fire Doug Peterson. You had the Giants announce that they're going to keep their guys. They were so bad this year, but they were like, you know what? We're gonna stand beside our coach and our
GM. Now, who
GM.
makes these final decisions on who gets fired? Because I feel like the NFL is treacherous in terms of coaches getting fired. Because every year, like, no team is going to be good. It's like, and it always
they can't all be good.
They can't all be good, right? They can't all be good. And there are a lot of different circumstances, but it seems like the coach has to carry all that.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to fall on your sword as the leader, though, right? Like, that's kind of part of sports. That's part of organizations. Like, if something goes wrong here, who takes the blame? It's going to be Steph Prince, our general manager, the market manager, general manager, same thing. Tina's already looking at me trying to get mad on her behalf.
No, it's okay. You said it.
Her title says market manager.
Yes,
in the damn
she
email.
is the market manager.
Yep,
Yes.
we got to look at her.
Right, and so I got in trouble a couple months ago, Dean, because I said she wasn't the general manager here.
Ooh.
But she's not. She's the market manager. That's her title.
Now you trying to get in trouble twice.
I know.
They done told you the first time. They done told you already.
Look, she ain't gonna be playing with me this time. She gonna pick me right up off of this mic on Black Monday.
She gonna open up this door and snatch you right up out of that chair.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't be too mad at it because I earned it this time. I got to stop going to the well on that one. But no, this is Black Monday. We're talking about a lot of the firings and whatnot. But Dean, I'm especially glad that you're in with us today, not just because we want to get a little bit of a recap from the wonderful improv show that we were able to go out and watch at Bob Carter Actors Rep.
Yeah, Bob Carter Actors Rep
right here in West Palm Beach. We saw that Saturday as a team. But also, before we get to that, I got to get to and get your thoughts as a former professional athlete on what Tyreek Hill did with the Miami Dolphins this past Sunday. Tyreek Hill, who just got an extension from the Dolphins as a wide receiver one, had a disappointing year. The Dolphins missed the playoffs. He had under 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. He ended the day against the Jets in a disappointing loss with just 2 catches, and Tua didn't play because of injury, right? So he's frustrated. And here's Tyreek Hill following this loss, let's say about 30 minutes or so afterwards in the locker room talking to reporters.
Like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here or that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro. I'm out. So it was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career and what's best, because I'm too much of a competitor to be, just out there.
Mean you thinking about leaving her?
If it is, hey,
You heard the back part. He tried to lie to him, but I think his New Year's resolution is the same as yours, Dean.
No lying.
You got to tell the truth.
No lying, telling the truth.
So when you hear that, do you think this dude is ever wearing a Dolphins uniform again?
No, not at all. He's done.
He's cooked. He's done. He's done with them. Now, I want to add context to you.
I was about to say, can I get some context on this? Because it sounds weird to me.
Not only did he do that in the postgame in the locker room, he also pulled himself from this game early. He pulled himself from this game early once he realized that they had no shot of making the playoffs. He cited that it had something to do with the fact that he's been nursing a wrist injury. But here is his head coach, Mike McDaniel, because like anybody else, Dean, like quitting on your team, especially in a gladiator sport like football where you actually have teammates, that matters a lot to the other guys in that locker room, even though UFC is more of an individual sport. Here's Mike McDaniel talking about how he learned of the decision that Tyreek Hill wouldn't be playing anymore.
I was informed that he was unavailable right before a drive.
Big game.
I was not informed that it was a new injury, and I think at that point in time my focus was on the players, and I didn't take the time to go try to figure out more into that. Just there was guys on the field that were competing, and we were trying to win a game, so my focus was there.
Bruh.
I hate listening to him talk. He's always like that.
Yeah. He is like that.
He's always like that. He's always talking in circles.
Yeah.
And he never gets the point out.
Yeah.
It's like, man, hurry up. Just say what it is that you want to say.
I feel like you're just being careful.
He purposefully does that a lot, too.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't like being quoted, so he purposefully, even the TV guys out here, because, there's a lot of folks out here that'll go out there to Dolphins camp twice a week or whatnot and talk with him. And they're like, yo, it's so hard to pull a soundbite from the dude because he's always, like, muttering and stumbling and rambling. Now, wasn't he? Yeah, he was the guy that got caught vaping on the sideline like 2 years ago, so maybe he's just as
got popcorn lung?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to get at
No,
there.
I was going to say, maybe all the rambling and the stuff comes from him, maybe hitting the vape pen behind the scenes, and he's just out there kind of spacey in the head, or he's trying to avoid being quoted. But what I do know is that doesn't sound like a guy that's happy about Tyreek Hill's action.
Yeah, it sounds to me like he can't control Tyreek Hill. Like they don't have a great relationship.
Yeah.
Like they can't talk to each other and tell each other what's up. Like Tyreek couldn't go to him and be like, hey man, listen, I'm not really feeling it here. How do we make this work? And then he probably is afraid of Tyreek Hill.
A little bit, because you just gave him the big contract. He's the best player on your team. And also, he seems to, obviously be a guy that's a little bit me before team a lot. He's a guy that is a little, like you said before, immature.
Yeah.
Hard to get a handle on. Like, this is it feels like a situation that's going to be very hard to repair for the Dolphins. The only issue is I don't think that they can actually trade him and get actual value back because of how old he is and because of how rich his contract is. So they might be stuck with each other.
Yeah, it feels like what Tyreek did, both his mid-game actions and whether it's him or his agent doing these things.
Yeah.
Because that could also be someone in his ear saying, like, listen.
Get out of there.
Get out of there. Yeah. If things go wrong, that's not best for you. But he ultimately has that choice. And the post-game comments saying he needs to get out of here. It's pretty irredeemable to Mike McDaniel, to your head coach. Because like you said, it's a gladiator sport. Quitting on your team is kind of the one thing you simply can't do and move past from and get over for the next season. Like, that's just the one thing that goes against every code that someone who puts on pads going into training camp does. You don't quit on your team.
Do you get mad when people call football a gladiator sport, Dean?
No, it is a gladiator sport. I mean, there's a lot of it's all contact.
Yeah, it is.
It's all contact.
But you're like in the actual fight world.
Well,
it's
a different.
There's no pads.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still different. In football, the idea is to hit each other as hard as you can.
Yeah.
In my sport, it's to hit the one person and not get hit at all.
Have you ever seen a fighter quit or maybe feel or seem or have the same aura like Tyreek is having on his team?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you get rid of them. So you get rid of them because, like for me, if I had somebody like that on my team that was unwilling to help the other people on the team, I'd get rid of them right away.
Have to.
You don't need to be here. I'd get rid of you right away. Like, all right, c'est la vie, best of luck in life. Be gone.
I was going to see if you had a third language. I thought it was like rule of threes.
Yeah.
You were going to
Adios.
Yeah.
Arrivederci.
Like, it all works. It all works. I don't know. Because, Tina, for you, when you hear, and you know about like the aura around the Dolphins and how usually happy-go-lucky and optimistic they are, like that don't sound like the same squad.
I can't imagine Tyreek Hill like walking back into the locker room or like to his team after that moment.
No, it's bad.
They would be looking at him like, "What's up, man? What you got to say?"
And he didn't want to say yes. Like
he
had to say it because he was basically saying it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He already said I'm out. He said I'm out.
Yeah.
That wasn't the sound, and we weren't in the locker room.
Yeah.
That wasn't the sound of a guy who said, all right, guys, like, I just want to clear the air, elephant in the room, like, I'm trying to leave. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen.
No.
He didn't be up front with his teammates. This is all through third person and hearsay and indirectly quitting.
Yeah. You can't have that. I'm curious as to how this does play out. I feel like this relationship is probably more repairable than the Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley stuff because there's less layers to it. I'm sure they could figure it out. But it does feel like when you do something like that in the middle of a game, it should be it's indefensible in football, and it has to come with some kind of consequences from the Dolphins organization if they're not the soft football team that everybody continues to label them as. If they just welcome this dude back,
they're a soft team. I mean, and I think it comes down from the top, right?
Yeah,
if we talk about Mike McDaniel. That dude is kind of soft. When he went to like Yale or something, right? That dude he gets no respect from the players, So I'm like, for me, I'm looking at it like, all right, you got Tyreek Hill. He's going to be beaten in practice for his insolence.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it should be
Something
handled.
gotta happen.
They should be beating him up.
Yeah, they push him around. He be beating other people
That's
up.
That's what I'm saying. They should be beating him up.
But give him a little ruffle up.
For his disrespect. But Mike McDaniel's probably like, it's I guess well.
Let's pass the vape around and have a good time. I want to because you now work. Though you come from a background of individual sports and you coach in UFC, which is individual. You now in your comedy lifestyle, you work in teams.
Yeah, you rough anybody up there?
Yeah, like what happens if somebody pulls out in the middle of an improv set?
Oh,
that way I'll turn the lights off.
The rest of them are he's getting beat up.
Yeah.
At the end of the night.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
No, man, like you don't do that to your team.
What what was the name of your improv team? Because we all as a team went out to see Dean this past Saturday, and it was like 4 different shows at the Bob Carter Actors Rep. It was hilarious. and you were part of a team. I didn't know you were part of that team.
I'm not really a part of that team.
Is that why they introduced you as a special guest?
Yeah, they just
Right, yes, like no one else got that.
Nobody
You and the
got
guy
it.
on the piano.
Yeah.
You two were the only ones that had like special shout outs.
Yeah,
the
see
whole
that?
night.
Yes, in a movie credits where they have everyone listed, and then at the end it's and Dean Thomas.
featuring.
No, so he's not a part.
No, I used to perform in two different groups, or actually three. One called Friends with Benefits, another one, Mod 27, another one, the Double D's. But the group I performed with last weekend is called Playful Ensemble.
Playful. I thought you were going to forget the name of them. I thought that's why you took so long to get to
I
it.
was making sure I remembered them. I'm
And
a little punchy, man. My CTE kicks in every once in a while.
So for you though, how did you expect us all to show out in waves like that? And also, how do you feel like it went? Because I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a weird touch that y'all turned the lights out and did like a radio style improv where y'all were just talking. It was all sounds and whatnot. And I was on like my third cup of wine, and I had just met Bob Carter, who I didn't know still existed. So I was just enjoying the vibe.
He's still around, man.
Yeah.
Last leg, he's still around.
But how'd you take it in, man? It was a good time.
I thought, yeah, man. You know what? Like it really made me happy that all y'all showed up. And I guess I gave y'all a shout out on my Instagram, at Dean Thomas.
You didn't though, did you?
But yeah, no, I really was happy
Shouted
because
us out.
Of course I shouted
You're
y'all
2
out.
days late, Theo.
I tagged you. It's already
Oh,
gone
the
by now.
story?
Yeah.
Already
Damn it.
gone
What
by
did
now,
it say?
Theo.
Was it like a picture or something?
He said grateful.
Yeah, I was
wow.
grateful. Well, because I didn't expect
Thank
y'all to show up like that. I thought it was gonna be like Tina drunk, stumbling in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Maybe Tina, maybe Courtney, but I didn't know it was gonna be the whole crew like that.
The person who was most excited to go was C-Cat, but the person who had the biggest bone to pick following was also C-Cat.
Yeah, I have a problem. It has nothing to do with Dean.
Well, I gotta hear this
Yeah, I was
because
about to
C-Cat is the man of truth, the
Right,
man
he
of
does
reason.
keep it G.
I like to hear the truth here.
It has everything to do with everyone else who went to go watch the improv.
Me
And
too.
Normally, when you go out as a group with work friends, there's kind of a unwritten, hey, we're bringing wives, girlfriends, and other friends to this event, right? That didn't happen.
Nobody told you?
So I thought it was hey, work friends were going to show up and no plus ones. So who was the one jerk who showed up solo by himself?
Well, no, you was with McLovin. I thought maybe I thought maybe you and McLovin had a special relationship.
My wonderful boss, director of content, Brian Rose, he showed up just to the event. There were drinks beforehand, food beforehand.
Yeah.
I was there by myself.
Oh.
I had to hold up the one finger when we were asking how we were splitting
that was
checks.
awkward.
It's just me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think no one discussed that though.
I think we should start doing that.
Like I didn't know Theo was bringing his wife Ashley.
You did know that.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
So there
No.
changes.
No, that literally we had that conversation.
No, we didn't.
We did because you told me you were going to be bringing somebody.
Oh, really? I don't remember that. But I was like, I guess, I don't know, maybe we forgot.
It never reached me, who thought it was going to be work people only. So, yeah, I show up solo. Everyone else has a friend, a cohort, a
We
wife, a
included
husband.
you.
Was it Courtney I talked to or Tina? You think I might have
I don't think it was me.
Yeah.
I was never told to bring my girlfriend. I was never told. She was at home taking care of the
Oh,
dogs
that's
and made
screwed
me
up.
feel horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
feel
sorry,
bad.
C-Cat.
I thought y'all were like maybe in a little feud. That's why you went out with Brian instead. Thought you were trying to get back at her.
Nope. I got the picture immediately, and
Oh, man.
we're in this booth, and I'm the odd man out. Oh, it was brutal. That's my bone to pick with the
I'm
group that
sorry.
went to the improv.
Well, how
Moving
am I
forward.
supposed to discuss it? We were supposed to be like, hey, everybody, we're bringing our plus ones. I said
Or we're not.
are on the way and stuff. Like, what are you supposed to do?
I
What's
think
the
that
protocol?
I think every group outing that should be standard.
He's right about that because you guys do a lot of things with your significant other.
Yeah.
He's right about that. It should be standard that you bring your significant other.
Speaking
Or
of
we
significant
talk about
others-
it,
Yes.
or we not. Yes.
The standard should be clarifying
Yes.
what the
Clarified
plan
ahead of time.
is.
Yeah.
You didn't ask any questions either, though.
Listen, I got a little social anxiety. Sometimes I put the onus on somebody else, and I thought that would be clarified for me.
No, because he's acting like we lied to him or something. It was like, surprise. We all
One
got plus
comment,
ones.
one saying, hey, me and Ashley are in. That would be like, bang, yes.
Yeah, but we were
couples are
late,
happening.
so
Or maybe when we were talking about planning this.
Okay.
I knew about this 2 weeks ago when Dean promoted it on his Instagram story, and I
Yes.
knew that we were going to do this.
while we're picking bones specific to significant others, Dean, I got a bone picked from my wife after the stand-up show. Or
About
after the
who?
improv show. About Dean Thomas.
Oh.
About Dean Thomas. And it honestly shook me because I'm like, what? I'm like, Dean, one of the coolest people I know. There's no way. She had a bone to pick with the one and only Dean Thomas. And she told me not to relay it to you.
The best place to do it is do it on air.
Now I kind of have to. Now I kind of have to.
I want to hear this on air.
Dean. Okay, first let me tell you about Kaiser right quick.
This Bone to Pick with Dean Thomas is brought to you by...
Yes. The Bone to Pick with Dean Thomas brought to you by Kaiser University. The flagship campus of Kaiser University in West Palm Beach. They actually, if you think about it, the Seahawks have won 22 national championships. One for every bone that I'm about to pick with Dean. There's a lot of them, 22 of them, including back-to-back in men's lacrosse, 3 straight in women's swimming and diving, and, of course, the 2023 football championship. KU, the Seahawks, they have 61 regular season and 63 conference tournament titles and counting, plus a Learfield Cup trophy. To find out all of the success and bask in it with the Seahawks, go to KUSeahawks.com. That's for the latest on Kaiser Seahawks athletics, KUSeahawks.com. And because we're not a slapstick radio station that gives a tease and then makes you wait until after the break, I'm going to pick the bone right now, Dean.
Yeah, pick the bone right now.
After the show, as we're going to the car, and I'm walking Ashley there, and I open the door for her because I'm a gentleman. I'm a nice guy. I'm so good.
Uh-huh.
Put her in the seat. I go get in my seat. I didn't put her in, I guess. It sounds like a kid, yeah. Go get
put
in my
her in
seat.
the car seat.
Strap up.
Buckled her in.
And I'm leaving, and we're rolling out. And as we're rolling out, she was like, Dean totally ignored me.
Oh!
And I said, what are you talking about? And she was like, I didn't want to say anything about it, but he does this all the time. She says that every time that you've met her, you have not said hello to her when she says hello, addressed her, or even looked her way. She said that you stonewalled her, and she was like, I thought it would change because we came to support him at the Improv. She is personally hurt, Dean Thomas, on Black Monday of all days.
Black Monday. I did this on Black Monday.
You did it, and there's a grievance I had to file. What gives?
I got to tell you the truth, man. It's very true. It's very true.
What's the truth?
I do that. I have a code, man.
Her beauty is blinding.
No. What's that?
I said her beauty is blinding.
No. I have a code. I do not go up to my friends' girls.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. But
you need to say hello.
She said hello to you, apparently, though.
You're not being polite.
I said hello, but I don't run up on them and be all.
I'm not asking you to hit on my wife.
I don't do that, man. For whatever reason, I avoid doing that to people's
significant others.
Yes.
I guess that kind of I get what you're saying because I feel the same way a lot of times.
Especially when they're there.
Right, I was about to say, if I wasn't there, he would have been like, what's up, Ashley?
What's up, girl? You need a ride home?
Theo's been, I've been watching him around the office. He's been doing a lot of slacking.
No, but real talk, man. I just have this thing.
Yeah.
And an old gangster from Boston once told me that you never go over, if you go over your friend's house and he's not home and only his old lady's there, you never go inside.
Of course not.
And that is just the way I live my life.
Well, hold on.
A gangster need to tell you this?
An old Boston gangster told me that.
I appreciate the gangster in Boston telling you that. How often do you find yourself in a scenario where you show up to somebody's house and they're not? We have cell phones. Usually,
I'm still old school. You know what I'm saying? I'm
just pop up on people.
Hey, I just pop up to people's houses.
Hello, Derek is here.
Yeah.
Derek. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I had to, and I'm glad. So you cleared it. I told her it was probably Dean is. I said, well, Dean's just a shy guy.
That
like,
too.
no, he's not. He was doing
Yeah.
improv.
I am. Well, no, I just and I feel bad now because next time
You should feel bad.
I will next time. I'm gonna give her a big giant hug.
Yeah, give her a big hug.
All right.
Some flowers. Something.
But I do feel bad, but I just don't do that, man.
I get it.
I'm like, yo,
I appreciate the boundary.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. I create that boundary. Yes. And I never cross that.
This guy's a gentleman. Learn from him, C-Cat.
Wait a second. How is he the good guy now? He was the bone to pick first.
This guy's good at PR. I don't know. He turned it on me, man. This guy's charismatic. I can't do anything about that.
I think you need to say hi, Dean.
You have
to say hi.
Next time she's around.
To anyone.
You have to initiate. Yeah, you have to at least say hello.
Like the significant other, you need to say hi.
I will.
And leave it. You can leave it at that.
I'm going to try. I'll do my best. In fact, I saw, all the other, the male significant others. I was all hey! I was grabbing them by the face, I'm so glad you came.
Oh my God. Okay, you're right. Yes. I feel like the next time he meets somebody's significant other, he's gonna go too far accidentally.
He's gonna say, "Where's my hug at?"
Yeah.
For the first time.
I'm like, come here, girl, give me some sugar.
Oh my gosh, do not. Do not pull in a Meek Mill / Acho. On the other side here, we have a special guest last call from Dean Thomas. We also have some updates from Black Monday in the NFL. Who's fired? Who's on the hot seat? Who might be sticking around? We get to all of that on the other side here. But first, I can't wait to get to the South Florida Fair.
Yes.
I can't wait. January 17th, the South Florida Fair comes back. That's, 11 days away. SouthFloridaFair.com. That's where you can go to get your tickets or the Publix nearest you. SouthFloridaFair.com. The fair is almost here. I say it like that because it make it rhyme. The fair is almost here. So buy your advance tickets right now. I'm sorry, you 50% off right now.
Great deal.
50% off. Have you been to the South Florida Fair before, Dean?
I have, yes.
Tina, I know you've been.
Oh, yes.
C-Cat, you always go.
Yes. I think Dean performed at one of the South Florida fairs before. Yeah.
What'd you do?
He was like a bearded lady, but he wasn't the lady.
I thought it would be like the hypnotist.
That could be too.
Every time I go and I see the hypnotist do his thing, I'm like, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade here, but I won't say anything. South Florida Fair. South Florida Fair discount tickets on sale right now at Publix or online, SouthFloridaFair.com. Again, it opens January 17th in West Palm Beach. We will be there bringing the shows to you, Theoretically Speaking, and Russo and Rizzo. On the other side, again, more Black Monday news, as well as a last call from the one and only Dean Thomas. That's C-Cat, that's Tina, that's Dean. I'm Theo. It's the Happy Hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Buckle up. ESPN West Palm is going on the road. Both Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo will be live on site from TGL match number 1 over at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens tomorrow, Tuesday, 2 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. Don't miss it.
Hi, Kevin Dalton here from the Unlimited Auto Wash. Rainy season is upon us. What a great time to join our $44.95 Unlimited Inside and Out Club and use any of our 6 locations. Find a location near you at unlimitedautowashclub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Hey everyone, it's Cade Shumslin. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be rewarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm, Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
It's winter and this is football weather. Make Twin Peaks your headquarters to watch your favorite team all season long. Whether they win or lose, you still end up a winner with eats, drinks, scenic views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beer. Try some of their made-from-scratch favorites while enjoying all the action. And if you can't make it in for the game, that's all right. Stop in for the man-sized $5 happy hour drafts and enjoy select appetizers as well. The ultimate guys' lodge for football is Twin Peaks.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
If you hit more than on Jahmyr Gibbs for pretty much anything, you're probably having a great Monday, not a Black Monday. If you hit more than on, again, his player projections, he surpassed them all on Prize Picks. And if you don't know what Prize Picks is, that's where me, C-Cat, and so many others run their game. It's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And again, through football, basketball, hockey, Call of Duty, anything that you want to create a lineup around based on player stat projections, more than 65 rushing yards, more than 1.5 passing touchdowns, more than 30 points plus rebounds plus assists. You create a lineup between 2 and 6 different players. You put down $5, $10, and it can win you up to 200 times your cash. I'm talking about, we had an intern here that put down a $20 lineup. That lineup won what, like $500? $600. Jacob, just by getting 5 player stat projections correct.
A random NBA Tuesday.
And that's what you want. That's what you want. It gives you more stock in watching the games. It also puts some padding inside of your pockets. Prize Picks, use promo code THEOD. Use promo code THEOD, and then you get $50 of bonus money to play with after you enter your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
They hit me up with a free $10 play yesterday.
Yeah, they've had a lot of promotions recently.
It's not like $10 if you do this, if you do that. No, just here's
10.
Free play.
They gave me a $20 free play over the weekend before week 18.
Hard to deny it.
It is great to be tapped in with Prize Picks. You should do the same. And again, use promo code THEOD. Let them know you're with me. $50 for free. Yeah, man. Black Monday here in the NFL. We're also, it was going to be Black Monday here, but we were able to resolve our issues at ESPN West Palm. C-Cat figured out a better resolution to figuring out how to invite significant others and be more upfront with it, right? I got everything resolved with my wife and Dean Thomas. The beef is over with. She's not going to hit you with the same diss that Drake put out on LeBron James.
Did you text her already? Did she?
I have not.
All right.
I have not.
Hopefully she's listening to the show.
Yeah, she listens, man.
Okay.
She's a loyal fan. And if not, she's probably on a meeting because she's also really busy these days. Mm-hmm. But did y'all see the Drake diss to LeBron James?
No, I didn't see that. What?
Yeah.
No.
That actually happened over the weekend.
Hold on,
too.
Drake dissed LeBron James?
He put out a diss track. It was a freestyle about 2 minutes, 40 seconds long. In the midst of all of this Kendrick and Drake stuff, LeBron
who was publicly seen around Drake a lot, right? Like him and Drake, you see him in the Sprite stuff, Nike stuff, like they're locked in. LeBron was supporting Kendrick heavily.
Oh.
LeBron was at the Compton show where Kendrick did the whole thing on stage with Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan and all the Bloods and the Crips, and they took pictures and had the Amazon Prime video. He also was caught on New Year's Eve rapping a Kendrick song, and Drake put out a diss track towards LeBron James, the king himself.
Team Drake, let's go.
He's kind of displacing his energy in the wrong place.
Yeah, I know.
Shouldn't he be putting out a diss track to Kendrick?
Well, Kendrick been whooping his ass.
Yeah, but like, just shut up and just ignore the whole beef.
You don't want to fight.
Don't go at LeBron's. Don't go at somebody who doesn't even rap.
Yeah. I wonder how LeBron's going to respond, though. Like, is he going to respond with like a 30-point triple-double, and then he flexes at the camera? So take that, Drizzy.
That is so annoying because one thing I don't like about in friend groups is if you have a friend who like doesn't like someone and they're like, you can't be friends with them. And I'm like, they never did anything to me.
That's Drake.
Like right? Like
Sassy
LeBron
self.
and Drake aren't best friends,
Yeah.
even if they've associated with each other. So he can go do whatever he wants with Kendrick.
100%.
And maybe he's obviously friends with him too.
Yes.
And so it's like, it's not like he's just like in the middle, but it's like, he never did anything to me.
Also, Drake got that man tatted on his body. So, in the
LeBron?
literal sense.
Whoa.
Drake.
He has LeBron tattooed on his body?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Oh, no wonder he's upset.
Right.
I mean, his feelings are hurt.
His feelings are extremely hurt.
Oh,
But LeBron's
man.
obviously cool with Kendrick, too. There's a lot of stuff in this.
Yeah, there's
And
a lot of layers
The
to
funniest
this.
part of the whole thing is he named the freestyle Fighting Irish, which is a callback to LeBron James's high school basketball team.
You see that guy over the
Yeah.
weekend? Like, speaking of tattoos and great NBA basketball players, the guy got Michael Jordan's jersey tattooed on his body.
Oh, yeah.
So his back is Jordan 23, the front Chicago.
Oh, my
Yeah, I
goodness.
seen that. That was
That's
it
embarrassing.
looked
Oh.
gross too. Like the way it looked on him, it looked disgusting.
We need to stand up as a nation.
I'm going to do that with like Dean's ring attire.
Yeah.
Like how Dean got
Well, it would just be his naked back.
his shorts.
Yeah.
Whatever his sponsors were.
Just tattoo my shorts
I'll let
on
you
you.
know right now, if you tattoo his shorts on you, it's going to be hard for us to see that without you not having shorts on. That's
true.
going to be the issue.
Speedo guy through and through.
Okay. Okay. Just a warning ahead of time. You're going to have to cover up some things. But yeah, no, so that was interesting. It was so big. I mean, it's kind of funny. It was cool. But yeah, Drake is out here dissing LeBron now. We'll have to see how he responds. And again, maybe he throws something out there on Black Monday. I lost my train of thought because now I started thinking back to that video. The song was actually so funny. I played it to one of the homies.
Well,
who's,
how bad
behind
was
bars.
it? Was it a good diss at least?
It was entertaining.
Okay.
It was entertaining. He threatened to ruin LeBron's public image.
Well, I think his public image is probably going down anyway.
With the other stuff going
with
on.
the other stuff going on. Yeah,
Baby
so-
oil stuff.
Yeah,
that-
for sure.
that was
Ain't no
affiliated
party
with-
like a Diddy. He said those words. I'm quoting him. So there's some bullets in the chamber. But what gets
I
me...
mean, but that's low hanging fruit for Drake, man. Like, why
I
would
think
you
he was
take
talking
that?
about. I think he was hinting at some escapades that he believes that he has dirt on Drake, LeBron about.
Oh, can't do that to Savannah.
I know, bro. Drake, bro, get out your feelings, man. And also, stop trying to punch down at LeBron. Hit the dude that's been knocking you
That's
out.
my point.
Kendrick
No,
gonna get his
that's
ass
my
at the, on
point.
that Super Bowl
But
stage.
if you lost a fight, you don't continue that fight. You say, okay, that's
but you
over.
don't-
Let
but
me
you
beat
don't-
somebody else up.
He's suing
Yeah,
record
but you
labels.
don't. But you don't go at a guy who's hanging with the guy who beat you up.
Right. That's weak.
That's the weakest thing you can do.
That's soft. Hey, Kendrick is going to be the halftime performer in New Orleans for the Super Bowl when the Chiefs are beating up on the Eagles. And I can't wait to see what he pulls out, what stops he pulls out there. C-Cat didn't like that because I said the Chiefs will be there.
I do love award-winning burgers and wings.
That was what I was looking for. Award-winning burgers and wings. Duffy Sports Grill, man. That's the place to be. Again, as you know, whether it's, the big game, whether it's your favorite basketball team playing at the big stage, Duffy Sports Grill has 80 or more televisions in every single location, so you can watch it all simultaneously with other things. Maybe you want to watch 3 screens on the same game because you are a freak. Duffy Sports Grill provides you that opportunity. Duffy'sMVP.com. Say it with me. Duffy'sMVP.com. Write it down. Tap it into your little URL code and then find the nearest Duffy's to you. 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. You don't have to look at your watch. All you got to do is make sure that the Duffy's is open. 2-for-1 drinks will be available for you. They have gridiron starters all through football season. They also have award-winning burgers and jumbo wings like C-Cat alluded to. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game, is always on.
Theo, if I had 4 of these gridiron starters in front of you right now, which one are you grabbing? You only have one hand. You can only pick one of these 4.
Oh, this is easy for me.
House-made fried pickles.
Okay.
Smoked fish dip. Crispy fried green beans, or gridiron nachos?
Gridiron nachos.
Okay.
Gridiron nachos.
All right.
I thought you were going to add in the firecracker shrimp because that's number 1 for me right now.
Those are there every day of the year.
Yeah, those are just gridiron nachos. Gridiron nachos are going to go. It's hard to beat a good nacho platter. You know?
Oh, man, those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Nacho platters.
Get them in front of you.
Just take the jalapenos off. Oh, I eat the whole thing myself.
You don't like jalapenos?
Nah, man, jalapenos, you can throw them right on the floor. Put them right on.
So good.
Yeah.
I like spicy food, man.
So jalapeno poppers, would you like those or no?
You
You
keep
just
the jalapeno.
can't take spice.
No, you keep the jalapenos.
Can't take spice. Got a weak stomach.
Yeah, man, it mess up my acid reflux. As I got older, I got acid reflux. Like,
Yeah, you're like, where did this come from? I think it's time for everybody's favorite part of the happy hour, and that is the last call. The last call. The last call is where we cheers, we celebrate on the way out. You're not familiar with last calls because you don't drink alcohol like that.
I don't drink alcohol no more. But I know what a last
you know what it
call
is, though.
I know what it is.
It's on the road, but on that last call, we say something nice, something positive, something uplifting, something on the way out the door as friends. Tina, this is your thing.
It is.
But you're letting Dean get a little go at it.
When Dean joins, I have to let him do it.
He's good.
He's really good.
Well, you're going to love this one because it's going to be a little contradictory towards the one I did last time about Jimmy Butler. But this one is targeted towards Tyreek Hill, who quit on his team. You don't quit on your people. Now, there's a significant difference between pivoting and moving on and quitting. And when you quit in the middle of something, that is absolutely unacceptable. You never quit on your people in the middle of something. When I'm training fighters, if they want to quit in a round, I don't let them. I make them finish the round. There's a way to handle things when you want to stop and move on. Quit, and if you want to quit, there's a way to do it. You can't quit. And if you're not doing it for you, do it for the people watching because you are a role model.
Yeah.
Boom.
Don't do it for yourself. It's better reasons. Dean Thomas with the last call. Is that presented by somebody?
No.
Of course not. Presented by Dean Thomas, damn it.
Yeah.
On the other side of the happy hour, we tackle the tough topics in sports. You know which one I'm talking about. And if you don't, stick around to find out. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Is your car stuck in the past? Is it still, lacking excitement? Time for a change? Hello 2025 Discovery Sport. With sleek design, incredible performance, and, wait for it, 3.9% APR for 48 months. Yes, you could be driving this beauty for as low as $22.53 a month per 1,000 financed. That's practically a steal. Don't let your old ride make you feel like a dinosaur. Get into a Discovery Sport today and feel like you're driving the future. Only at Land Rover Palm Beach.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Did you grow up freestyling, Dean? Like, did y'all do that in Port St. Lucie?
Oh, yeah. I used to rap all the time.
Bruh, come on, man. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
We did
man.
in H-Time, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, CK, how many freestyle battles did you and your boys get into in upstate New York?
On the bus back from Camp of Champions, which was summer high school football camp, we'd have rap battles. I shut a place down.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it because you said the wrong word?
No.
You ever like, evacuate. We have a problem.
I shut it down in a good way.
Okay.
Some of the bench player, I sucked. And I was a little softer spoken.
Okay.
And I would go after the starters and the good players.
Yes.
And
this was a basketball team. You sure you didn't say the wrong
Football.
word?
Football
Okay.
team.
Okay. All right.
Andrew
good.
Suarez.
Yes.
He remembers where he was.
All right, Andrew Suarez. Tina, freestyle battle?
Never.
Okay. It's fun. Before we get into what is epic that's happening here in Palm Beach County tomorrow, I do want to tell y'all about Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, and I'm not allowed to freestyle it. I'll just tell you straight up. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Whenever I'm trying to get through a task that's really difficult or something, I put some instrumentals in my head and I start freestyling. Like that coffee bar I built at the crib the other day, put on some Houston instrumentals, was freestyling, rapping really loud. Ashley was really annoyed. But boom,
Like
coffee
about
bar.
the cabinet?
No, I was freestyling.
That'd be
just
pretty
in general.
funny,
That would
though.
be lame.
What was that? Take the
Like,
finisher
no,
over here.
absolutely not.
Shine the knob.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. TGL's tomorrow.
Yes,
You know
finally.
what TGL is, Dean?
I don't know who it is.
Tomorrow's golf league. Have you? I went to a dress rehearsal Sunday. Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, a lot of important people involved. We have a Jupiter team. TGL is tomorrow. It premieres on ESPN. What, 9 p.m. CCAT?
9 p.m.
And we're gonna have our shows from TGL in Palm Beach Gardens tomorrow ahead of the big day. This is incredible.
Yeah, SoFi Arena. Remember, it kind of blew over because of the hurricane a couple of years ago, but it's back. And like you said, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, the names get bigger and better. Colin Morikawa is going to be there.
Yeah.
You have really big stars, and it's an arena. You're indoors, and it's golf like you've never seen before, where it's an actual crowd atmosphere. It's going to get loud. It's going to get crazy.
Big virtual wall and whatnot. You can't do virtual UFC fighting. You couldn't have that. You have to have a person to punch.
Yeah,
But in
yeah,
golf,
for sure. I didn't know you could do virtual golf like this.
it's almost like a big arena that you're in. Big wall bigger than your head, Dean.
Oh.
And it's huge. And I'm telling you, it's incredible. I did the dress rehearsal Sunday. It was impeccable to watch them go through it round by round. There's hammers. There's all kind of different deviations from the sport of golf.
Yeah, and like a common kind of complaint about golf in general to get into the sport is that there's a whole lot of standing around and a whole lot of waiting for this guy to hit a 4-foot putt that you ask yourself, does he need 90 seconds to do this?
Yeah.
So there's time limits on this?
There's a shot clock.
Oh, I love that.
30 seconds,
Wow.
a couple timeouts,
Oh,
so people
perfect.
look at the ball, hit the ball.
It's dope.
Oh, I love this.
It's absolutely dope. It's even nicer in person, but it's made for TV event. Tina, we gonna kick. You're coming to tomorrow, right?
I will be there.
So we're doing our shows tomorrow ahead of the show, and then we'll the lucky ones of us will stick around. I guess no plus ones for that, huh, CK?
No.
Yeah.
Speaking of plus, make sure y'all check me on ESPN Plus this weekend.
Woo, come on.
UFC Live, UFC pre-show and post-show.
Yes, sir.
For the event this weekend.
What city?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas, baby. Russo and ESPN 106.3, damn it.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge